Hi guys, welcome to Light Screening, the channel for movie lovers more than movie savvies. I'm trying out a new scenery. Welcome to my home. A lot of books here. I thought it was nice. Gave a flair of culture. Kidding. It's a little more comfy. There's only one little problem is that my cats are going to, and my dog maybe, they're going to jump me very soon. But anyway, we'll try to do this. So I'm going to talk to you about today Gemini Man. Gemini Man is by director Hang Lee. He's a two-time Oscar winner. He won the Oscar for The Life of Pi and Brokeback Mountain. He also did Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, Sense and Sensibility, and a bunch of other great movies, I must say. He is known for for adapting complex and sophisticated stories or narratives to very traditional film genres. So he takes a specific film genre, like in the case of Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. He takes the martial arts genre and he uses the tools of the genre, but he does something extra with it. He reinvents the genre, if you will. So this is what people expect when they get into the room to watch Gemini Man. Gemini Man is starred by Will Smith, you know, the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Here he's Henry Brogan. He did also Men in Black. He did I Am a Legend, Collateral Beauty. I was thinking if I need to tell you what Will Smith did. Suicide Squad, Concussion, Focus, After Earth, 7 Pounds, Hancock, The Pursuit of Happiness. You know this guy. Never won an Oscar, but he was nominated twice. Also, Mary Elizabeth Winstead. She did a lot of TV. She also did 10 Cloverfield Lane, that weird little movie. Little? I don't mean anything by that. Weird movie. Unsettling. The Haulers, Bobby, The Thing, A Good Day to Die Hard. Also Clive Owen. Clive Owen playing Claver is here. He looks like, and he talks and he walks like a bureaucrat. I think he even has the little crunch back. So strange. The first scene was like, whoa, Clive Owen, really? He did Closer, Children of Man, Inside Man, The Informer, Last Nights, Words in Pictures, Blood Ties, The International. I mean, these people do great movies. From Ang Lee to Will Smith to Clive Owen, they do absolutely fabulous movies. Clive Owen, very intelligent movies, very well structured, very defying, great thrillers. Will Smith, usually, even when it's a blockbuster and the characters are not so deep, there's always a human edge, a spiritual edge, even. Ang Lee as well, spiritual. There's always a little spiritual lesson. So this is what I got into the room expecting. Did I get it? We'll see. So this movie came defeated to Europe. What do I mean by this? It premiered in the second week that Joker was in theaters, and Joker kicked ass. So they premiered Gemini Man in the second week, and still they lost for Joker, and they stayed in third place because the Addams Family also got the best of them. So this movie came to Europe not with the blockbuster sign that it was supposed to have, so it came already defeated in the theaters, in the ticket sales. Critics, what do you need to know that the critics are saying online? They are saying online and out of line in traditional press as well. They're pretty, they agree with each other. They are saying that it's a flat script, flat characters, flat acting, and strong visual effects. There is one from Entertainment Weekly. Let me read this one for you. From Lee Greenblatt. He says, among other things, the script rarely rises above the schematics of 1,000 thrillers that longing on late night cable. So what do I think about it? Well, I think that they are right, unfortunately. They are absolutely right. I was expecting all of the I said above, and quite frankly, it is a flat script, nothing that we haven't seen before. It is flat characters, not deep characters. You can argue that an action movie doesn't need such depth, but it needs some depth, and these don't have it. I mean, they don't get out of that little circle that they have. We get to know them in the first little bit of the movie, and nothing evolves from there at all. I mean, obviously there is a... What's the catching thing in this movie? What's the little detail that's catching? Will Smith plays Henry Brogan, who is going to face himself as a young boy. So he was cloned, that's not a big secret, and he's going to face himself. So there is a possibility of a spiritual meaning here, and there are some scenes that you kind of, if you think like he's facing his inner child, let's say, well, his inner young man, not so much a child, but a younger version of himself, and you go, okay, this has potential, but it doesn't go deep, you know. It stays in the regrets, it stays in the you should do this because I didn't, you should it stays in the I know who you are and your instincts, and I know how you act and how you react and why. It doesn't even go to the very well to the why. So it's all very superficial, I think, and that is disappointing for a Ang Lee and a Will Smith movie. My God, that is disappointing. So I do agree with it. I agree with it. It doesn't go beyond the obvious. It's, as an action movie, it's lame. As a human story, it's lame. As a spiritual story, it's lame. What's good about it? And where may have Ang Lee redefined the style? Because that's what he does. He did indeed pay attention to the special effects. I thought it was the de-aging process, because people, there is a lot of talk about the de-aging process. The new toy in Hollywood, apparently everybody's talking about The Irishman, for instance, by Scorsese, that is going to premiere this month, at the end of the month, and it's going on Netflix in December. And they use the process of de-aging a face so that the same character has several moments in the movie, and they do that punctually, apparently. In here, I thought it was the process. I wasn't sure. I was kind of expecting to understand what happened, see if I believe in that character, see if I believe in that face. It wasn't what they did. They did. Let me see the name of the company. Junior, the younger version of Will Smith, is a computer-generated creation from a team of at an effects house called Weta Digital. It took 2 years to make. For something that is absolutely computerized, I think it's pretty amazing. I didn't think it wasn't real. At any point, I didn't think it wasn't real. It's kind of uncomfortable to look at him because it is the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, you know? That face, it's kind of uncomfortable. I don't know why, but the movie is uncomfortable. The whole movie is uncomfortable. He also did something else. He's been doing his movies in 100 frames per second instead of the 24. So it's called high frame rate, and Ang Lee is doing his movies in a high frame rate, which means that it has more speed, it has more truth, it has more reality to the scenes. It adds more reality to the scene. So the action sequences are absolutely breathtaking. He says that he didn't wanted them to feel choreographed. He wanted them to be more real. I'm not sure he did that. I think they still feel rehearsed and choreographed and not totally believable. Maybe not at all. Okay? But I gotta say, for a creation, for a character that is 100% a computer creation, that is pretty amazing. And I'm worried, because let's face it, really? Even in the movies, you don't need people? Seriously, that's where we're heading? Come on, people. Really? I mean, you don't need people. I'm sorry, this is my comment as a person, and this is what I'm here for as well. I love doing that. That's what I love. I love talking about reality and life when taking the examples from movies. So you don't need a person paying your tolls. You don't need a person paying your groceries at the supermarket or in Amazon. You don't need a person driving a taxi pretty soon. You don't need, or a train pretty soon. You don't even need a person flying a plane. So you don't need a person to play a person in the movies, really? Shit, come on. I mean, human being is I guess it's being it's becoming obsolete. That's worrying, people. To me, that's worrying. And why do I say that the movie is uncomfortable? Not because of that. I didn't know Junior was a computer creation. I found out about it after I saw the movie, which was great for my experience. It's uncomfortable because it also shows you the warfare of the future. The super soldier, the biotech soldier, the soldier without a conscience. That's where we're heading, and that is uncomfortable to see. I'll hand it to you. So, summarizing it, I do not, and I am so sorry to say this about a movie by Ang Lee, and I'm so sorry to say this about a movie by Will Smith. I do not recommend this movie because, quite frankly, it was a showcase of visual effects, and that's not at all what I expected from Will Smith and Ang Lee. They do have usually in their movies a human and even a spiritual component. If you look at the movies by Will Smith, most of them do have a spiritual component. Even the blockbusters, the action movies, they do. And I expected that in here, and it kind of felt flat. Just flat. So I'm so sorry to say it, but I do not recommend it. I do, however, recommend that you go to the movies anyway. And let's go to A Blast from the Past. The clapper is back home. This is where it belongs. So what do I have to tell you about today? I have to recommend a movie that I saw this week. It's called The Butterfly Effect. It's a movie from 2004. It's from the directors Eric Breeze and J. McKee Gruber, with Ashton Kutcher. I never say this name right. Poor Ashton Kutcher. He's so nice. And Amy Smart. So it's about... well, I could read the synopsis. Evan Treborn suffers blockouts during significant events of his life. As an adult, he finds a way to remember his lost memories. What is it about, really? It's about the events in a person's life that may or may not be traumatic, or may not be perceived as big, but completely change your personality moving forward. So it's about action and reaction. It's about the way you face a situation. It's about how prepared you are or are not, how you walk into something that, depending on someone's choice, goes this way or that way. So it's about the butterfly effect. If you like this one, and I think it's brilliant, I just doubted that all of that could have happened to a person, but I know somebody that had a life like that, so even that is believable. It's about choices, it's about possibilities, it's about if you had this happen to you, you're gonna go that way. If you had that happen to you, you're gonna go that way. And those two ways are absolutely exponentially different. So that's an interesting exercise that I recommend, absolutely recommend. If you like this one, and I can't resist giving you another one to watch. If you like The Butterfly Effect, please check out Mr. Nobody by Jacob Van Dormael from 2009. That's a brilliant movie. Brilliant. Stunningly, incredibly brilliant. I would have liked to have seen The Butterfly Effect first and this one later, but I saw Mr. Nobody out of the bat, and it's brilliant. So if you like the one that The Butterfly Effect, go check out Mr. Nobody. It's a lot harder to watch. You have to bear with it, but it's brilliant. So go to the movies, people, and thank you for watching. And tell me something. Can you say Ashton Kutcher right? And what do you think about Will Smith in his movies? Do you read something spiritual in his movies? Which ones? if you want to do this exercise with me, I'd appreciate it. I would also appreciate it if you like what I'm saying. Just subscribe and keep watching, and thank you for your patience, and go to the movies.